Are you struggling to create chances and score goals in FC25? Today I've got you guys 5 easy ways to score more goals. Honestly, super easy. You guys can use these at any skill level, to be honest. At the bottom or the top, you guys will still use the same stuff. So starting off with number 1, it's going to be a type of shot that is very, very good in this game. It's going to be the finesse shot. This is probably, I would say, the most popular shot of the last 10 years since playing FIFA. Just one of those shots that is very, very consistent, very, very important. So what happens is you press the RB button and you're essentially able, R1 or RB, and you're essentially able to curve the ball around. Again, very simple shot, but let's go through how to use it and why you want to use it. So most of the time when you want to use a finesse is when you're trying to curve the ball around the goalkeeper, essentially, right? So a lot of the times, as you see in the clips here, it's going to be when you're on one side of the pitch, either the left or the right, and you're going to be finessing it round so it goes to the far post. What you're trying to do is essentially curve the ball round and kind of go on top and pass the goalkeeper into the corner. So a lot of the times you'll find it's when you're at the edge of the box, you'll use a finesse shot, but the most important thing is before you finesse is to get your body composition right. Most of the time when I see people finesse that don't really do it properly is when they go forward and they're just ready to shoot and they press the finesse button. Your body isn't in a position where you need to curve. So what you need to do is before you take a shot is take a touch either to the right or the left to open up your body. Once your body's open up, you can take a little finesse, go around, and you're able to curve the ball around, and that's how you score finesses, and it's really important. And what I will say is the finesse plus trait is a playstyle. So if you guys go to the shooting playstyle, there is a finesse plus trait. If your player does have the finesse plus, he will find that it has a bit more speed, a bit more curve, and essentially it's just a faster version of the finesse shot. It's not necessary, like, you don't need it, but it's a really good one to have. If you're going to go for finesse shots and your player does have the finesse shot plus, the gold version, I would definitely go for it because his finesse shot's going to be very, or hers will be very, very accurate, and I definitely think it's a great one. Number 2 is going to be the far post shot. This is just standard. You go through and you're just pressing your standard B button or circle, and it's just your standard shot. But what you're going to do is go far post, okay? So you saw with the finesses, we were basically curving it, but with the far post shot, it's a little bit different. It's a normal shot, so just B. What you want to do is when you're running one way, so let's say you're standing there, goal, and you're running to the right, okay? You want to basically aim your controller, aim your stick, all the way to the left. So you want to go far across goal. The reason why is because you're running one way, and when you shoot, you're basically, you're dribbling right, and then you're shooting all the way left. It kind of throws the goalkeeper off a little bit because they, obviously it's a game, right? The AI, the way it's programmed, but just generally that the AI is going to be kind of closing down the space on your side. So you kind of open up space on the other side. So you can just kind of smash the ball far post. And it really works well when you take a touch in one direction and then shoot in the other. It's just a really good combination. You're seeing it in all these clips here. It's actually a very, very common thing I do. And it's just about finding the balance between, right, when do I do the finesse? When do I do the normal far post? And honestly, just finding the balance between the two is really important. Just to give you some more tips on that, I think the more you practice, what I would say is when you hit a shot, if you miss, just kind of watch it back after, give a little review on yourself, say, right, what shot did I take the right shot there? Should I have done something different? Another thing I would say is really useful is skill moves, just a simple ball roll, right? Especially for the finesse shot. Like if you could do a little ball roll to open up your body, it's a great way. With the far post shot, I find most of the time the reason why I like using it is just because you don't need to do a lot. You just get past the defender and then you're able to shoot straight away, and I feel like it's a nice move to do without doing too much. So yeah, that's my second one. Number 3, this is actually something that's been around for a while. It was kind of broken. I think FIFA 17, if you guys remember the Son card with the low driven shots, and that's what it's going to be. It's low driven. But the reason why I'm mentioning now is such a good mechanic is because we actually have a new playstyle, which is the low driven shot. So you'll find players like Adeyemi, right? That's the card that I had. He has a low driven plus. And the way you do the low driven is you used to have to press like 2 buttons at the same time to shoot. Now, what you do is just power up a normal shot. So press B, but I think it's under 40% of power. I don't know the exact number. I believe it's 40%. So basically, instead of smashing the B button, instead of smashing your shoot button, just tap it with less power and aim. And what happens is, because the goalkeepers are kind of standing and jockeying and they're ready, right? What happens is, most of the time they're using their hands to catch it. The low driven just goes right under them, and it kind of just goes under their arms, and their legs don't really reach it. And it's a very, very good broken mechanic because, again, this is just a little tip. Whenever EA or games in general, whenever they release a new playstyle or mechanic, whatever the game may be, for FIFA, right, for FC25, whenever there's a new mechanic or new playstyle, I would always bet on that playstyle being quite broken, because this is just the way games work from my experience general. Whenever there's something new, they make it a little bit stronger. And I don't know if it's conspiracy theory of talking or what, but I feel like the reason they do that is to show that there's a new feature worth using for people to get the game, kind of thing. So for example, if, you know, this was a new playstyle, which it was, I would bet that it's going to be broken for a while, and it was, right? So someone like Lineker or Adeyemi, they had this playstyle, and it's really strong. You go through, and it's the same way. I would say it's the same thing with the far post shot, where you'd go past, you line up, but instead of spamming the B button, you can just do it with low power, and it just rolls into the corner. Really, really good. Now we go into tip number 4. This one's gonna be a little bit different. It's not actually a way of shooting, it's a way of creating chances that have a higher conversion rate. This could be a controversial one. Sweaty goals. People hate them, people love them. They're essential in my opinion if you're trying to become the best, especially like foot champs and stuff like that. It's just really, really important to use sweaty goals. So what are sweaty goals? When I'm playing with my friends offline, you know, we don't do sweaty goals. It's just one of the things that you're like, oh, listen, no sweats, right? But when you're playing online, it's a free-for-all, you know, it's everyone's game. So sweats are one of those where you basically go through and you bring the defenders or the goalkeepers one way, and then you essentially cut back the ball into a dangerous area for your other attacker. Now, most of the time, if you can activate the L1 run and you can kind of make your attacker go forward and he's essentially running aside you basically open up options. Now, even if you don't sweat, the reason why sweaty goals are so good is because having the option for a sweat is really important, because the opponents start to panic. They start to worry about the other attacker, and then what you can do is either go for the far post shot like we went through, or you open up your body and go for the finesse shot, or even the low driven. So you basically have the sweat as an option, but if you feel like you're not sure if you're going to convert the shot, the sweat is always safe because you essentially have a free goal. You basically want to use your run, like say you're a striker, right? Striker 1. You want to use the ball to distract the goalkeeper. Make sure the goalkeeper's coming towards you. Then at the minute where you feel like your other striker's open, just play him a pass, play him a through ball, and then he has an open goal, and he only has to beat one defender. And when there's an open goal, it's very easy to score, right? Even if there's a defender in the way, you can always shoot around them. So that's why number 4 is going to be sweaty goals. In at number 5, such an easy one, but I see so many people not utilize it. Green time finish. This got introduced a few years ago, and I feel like people got a little bit scared because there was a slight skill gap to it, but I don't know if I'm crazy. I really think it's so easy to do, and I'm someone who, I took a big break from FIFA, but I came back and boom, it was instant, right? Now, maybe I got fortunate and I was able to figure it out quickly, but even if you guys, let's say, struggle with it, it's super easy. It is super, super easy. I really do believe so. You just basically, what you do is you press the shoot button. Okay, I press the shoot button, and then from there, you just press it again. But what you want to do is, as you're lining up the shot, your play, your animation, you're going to kick the ball, right? So you press the B to like essentially power up the shot, and then just before they're about to kick it, like the millisecond before they kick it, you press it again. And what you'll find is it goes green. Now, the reason why green time finish is so important is because think about the first 3 methods we went through, right? Finesse, far post, and low driven. You're essentially doing those same things, but with a higher success rate. So what green time finish does is it essentially smooths out your shot and makes that shot more efficient, more effective. So the same shot, use shot 1, 2, and 3, but just add a green time finish. I personally like the finesse one the most with it because I think it gives you the most time to do it. With the far post, it's really cool as well, but it's a little bit harder to do. Low driven is probably the hardest, I would say, thinking out loud. Just because, nah, not really, but I think finesse is nicest because you kind of time it in your head, right? When you open up your body, when you go around for the curve, then you power up, you press the RB and you go for the finesse, you can kind of time it perfectly. Now, if you have a green time finish with someone like a Son, right, who's got like the finesse shot plus, and you know, you curve your body, you curve your angle, I feel like you're going to score so many more goals. So those are my 5 ways to improve attack, score more goals. Not really complicated ones, just simple ones, but sometimes it's about doing the basics on a longer period of time. So I hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you did, drop a like, subscribe, and I'll catch you guys for another video tomorrow. We're going to do some more player reviews, more tutorials, so I'll catch you guys then. Peace.